Welcome back to BAM GPG Packers fans. It's week 3 and your Green Bay Packers are headed to Cleveland to face the Cleveland Browns. We're breaking this down into matchups from the green and gold perspective, what we need to do to stay undefeated, which players to watch, and why this game is another statement opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as we all know, the Packers are off to a pretty fast start, 2-0. Jordan Love looks pretty confident after limited preseason appearances, especially with his thumb injury going on. And the defense, they're just swarming right now. And Green Bay's front seven on that defense, they're playing like one of the most disruptive units in the NFL right now. The offense, it's been balanced between the pass and the run with a strong O-line play. Holding up on the pass, you would like to see it improve a little bit on the run game, but it's giving Love time to hit guys like Romeo Doubs, Jayden Reed, and Tucker Kraft early on in the season. I do know we are going to be without Reed, so we'll get into more of that here in this episode. But this team, they're playing fast, they're playing physical football. It's exactly what Matt LaFleur wants this early in the season, really.
Yeah.
So we've got some injuries. We've covered them earlier this week. So as everyone knows, Jayden Reed suffered a broken collarbone injury in that Thursday night football game against the Commanders. And Christian Watson is still sidelined. It does look like he is tracking a little bit ahead of schedule with that ACL injury from last season. So there is a possibility we could see Watson on the field as early as week 6. He's cleared to practice after week 4. We do have a bye week 5. So we could see him maybe on a pitch count in week 6 and moving forward. But this is where Green Bay's depth gets tested, right? Expect big opportunities this game from Dontavian Wicks and rookie Matthew Golden to make plays early on and throughout the game. The offensive line, watch for Zach Tom and Aaron Banks. They are still questionable, but if they're healthy enough to go, that keeps the offense in rhythm. Even if they aren't 100%, the Packers' depth pieces have held their own so far with Anthony Belton and then again with Jordan Morgan played in guard. So the defensive game plan for the Packers against the Browns, I think the heart of the game might be the Packers' defensive front against the Cleveland's offensive line. Myles Garrett, he's going to get headlines, right? He's a heck of a player, but it's Green Bay's defense that's been suffocating opponents, especially week 1, week 2, against 2 really good offenses. Both of these offenses, certainly top 5 offenses in this league last year. Washington might have been at least in the top 10. I know Detroit for sure was top 3 offense last season. So look for players in this game like Rashan, Lukas, Ness, and Micah Parsons to generate pressure early on Cleveland's quarterback. We all know Joe Flacco is not as mobile as what he used to be. He never really was a real mobile quarterback, but especially being 40 now, he is less mobile. So whoever is under center, it doesn't matter if the Browns, I do expect Green Bay to generate a formidable pass rush all season, given everyone stays healthy. So the Browns, they've struggled so far this season to sustain drives and protect the football, and Green Bay's pass rush and opportunistic secondary could turn into early turnovers that rattle Cleveland early in this game. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. I think we're going to get kind of get right on that turnover rate or ratio. Green Bay really hasn't had a lot of turnovers, but I'd like to see a few more takeaways from the defense, and I think we probably will in Cleveland with Joe Flacco under center. So the Browns, they're going to try to win this game with their defensive front. We know Myles Garrett's elite, but if Green Bay can stay on schedule with the run game and use a lot of that motion again to create some of the mismatches at wide receiver, Jordan Love's going to find ways to attack their secondary. He's not afraid to throw the ball downfield. We've seen that in week 1 and week 2. So look for early on LaFleur to dial up quick passes, play action shots to keep Cleveland really guessing, especially with that defensive front they have. So if Doubs or Wicks can get behind those defenses just once, and that the game can really tilt fast here in Cleveland with the way Green Bay's defense is playing. And a couple of things Bryson and I will be watching this game is Jordan Love's composure. Can he stay turnover free? And what will probably be their most hostile environment of the season so far because we played both home games at Lambeau, of course. And then the emergence of our depth wide receivers, right? So who's going to step up with Reed and Watson out? I do look for Wicks and the rookie Matthew Golden to step up in a big way. And that starts this week. So, interested to see who kind of takes the lead there. And then defensive takeaways. We've mentioned that a couple times. Green Bay, they already look like a top 5 defense in the league through 2 weeks this year. Can they make this a statement game with multiple turnovers, takeaways during the game? And then the special teams impact. So why our return game, it seems like it's been kind of a rotating door so far with who we have out there. Personally, I really like having Savion Williams back there. I think he's adds a lot of spark to that return game. So I'd like to see him with a little bit more opportunity on those punt returns and those kickoff returns. So that'll be something we're excited to kind of keep an eye on for this game here, Bryson. So just an early week score prediction, Bryson. What do you have this game being?
Packers 27, Browns 10.
27-10. So I'm going to take it a step further here. So I'm going to go Green Bay 34, and I like 10. I like 10 for the Browns. So I'm going to go Green Bay 34-10. I know Green Bay is road dog favorites here. They are 8.5-point favorites, I believe, is what it opened up on the road in Cleveland, which is a pretty significant number in the NFL, especially on the road. So I expect big things out of Green Bay in this game. I think they're going to cover that 8.5 points. So 34-10 is my early week prediction for this Packers Cleveland game, Bryson. But we'll be back with more later this week, and we'll kind of break down some of those defensive matchups a little bit further as well. And as always, Bryson,
It's Go Pack Go.